going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the one question, only one of them, that you have to ask yourself when you feel lost in life. There's one question that you have to ask yourself. And if you ask yourself this question and you give yourself a definitive, concrete answer, you will never get lost again. Because you will have what you're looking for, and you will have that compass, if you will, to get you back to normal, to get you back to your center, to get you back to your place. And that question, everyone, is, ready? Why am I here? Now, I imagine if you hear that, you're like, dude, really? You're going to ask that question? Everyone asks that question. Why? What's your why? This isn't just about your why, okay? So knock it off with the sass. Not about the why. What this is about, why you are here, is about your purpose. Because if you don't have a purpose in life, right? If you don't actually have a purpose to be here, then what is the point? What's the point of life? What's the point of living? There is none. If you didn't have a purpose, if you just woke up every day and were like, you know what? I think I'll watch TV today. And that's all I'll do. And I think I'll play video games all day. And I think I'll just eat and drink and smoke weed. And I think I'll just hang out and do nothing. That's fun for like a day or two, maybe a long weekend. But over time, the more and more that you do this, the more you realize that you contribute nothing to society. If anything, you just take. And the more that you take, the less purpose your life has. The only purpose you have is to take up space, to take up oxygen, and to take up nourishment and food. And when we live in those selfish states, it's very easy for us to say, well, what does my life mean? What do I matter? What purpose do I have? I don't have a purpose. I am lost in life. Of course you're lost in life. Look what you're doing. Look at your life. Look what your life is. No wonder you're lost. So really get down to brass tacks here. Why are you here on this planet, on Earth? Why do you exist? What is your mission? And now, two things will have happened with this question. Number one, you're going to answer immediately with, I don't know. Well, let's get a little bit deeper here, okay? I understand that you might feel like you don't know, or if you feel like you haven't done anything that's an accomplishment or noticeable, that it might feel like, no, I don't have a purpose. I promise you, you have a purpose. You're just discounting yourself a lot here. If anything, you're discounting yourself to zero. So in this case, we have to figure out, why are you here? Well, I don't have a purpose, or I haven't done anything meaningful with my life. Okay, cool. Let's table that for a second. The second thing you might have thought of when you said, why am I here? You have a vague idea. You have this thought that, well, I'm here to be a good mom, I'm here to be a good dad, I'm here to be a good employee, I'm here to make a difference in people's lives. Okay, but really, why are you here? What gives you life? What gives you meaning? What fills you up no matter what? If you could walk out your front door and do one thing and have absolute enjoyment from it, from the moment you start doing that thing to the second it is over, what is that thing? If you do not know that answer, that's where you have to start. Number one step is to find that thing. What is the thing that gives you fulfillment? What is the thing that gives you passion? And guess what? Even if it's video games, great. What gives you fulfillment about that? Oh, I love creating new worlds. I love building things. Awesome. Okay, how can we use that? How can we take that information, that your love for building things, how can we apply that to a mission in life? How can we apply that to a purpose? Can you apply it in the realm of video games? Do you want to do that? Make your purpose something aligned with what gives you fulfillment. Awesome. Great. But if you don't know what gives you fulfillment, if you're at a place where you're like, man, nothing gives me happiness, nothing gives me satisfaction, what are you really doing with your life? And I don't mean that negatively. I'm not like, what are you doing with your life? What I mean is, what are you actually doing? Like sun up to sundown. When you wake up to when you go to sleep, what are you doing? Chances are, if you say that you don't have anything that's fulfilling, chances are you're doing the same things over and over and over and over again that you have either lost passion for, or you never had passion for in the first place to begin with, and now you're just stuck in it. Now you've been in it for so long that it's become autopilot for you. It's just life. And you're so used to it that you're just in a place where you think that this is it. This is all it's good for. I work my 9 to 5. I come home. I drink a few beers. I watch a few shows. I go to bed. I wake up. I repeat. And listen, if that's you and you love that and that's fulfilling to you, awesome. More power to you. I am proud of you. I'm happy you found something that truly gives you meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. If you have not, however, you're probably the person watching this video. And if you're watching this video, you need to evaluate your current standard of living. Okay, from the morning you wake up to when you go to bed, what do you do that gives you an opportunity to develop your purpose, to find something that gives you fulfillment? If you're only doing the same 3 or 4 things every single day, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I go to the gym, I go home, I watch TV, I go to bed. If that's all you do, that is what your life will be. Look into the future, and I promise you, you keep doing those things, you can see your future. You know what your life looks like. However, if you scale this back and say, okay, obviously, I'm doing all of these things that aren't giving me fulfillment. I'm doing all of these things that are making me miserable. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know my purpose, anything like that. Well, you need to get out there and you need to explore. You need to try new things. You need to put yourself in situations that give your brain the ability to say, yes, I like this, or no, I don't like this at all. Because the more of those that you have, the more opportunity you have to now discover something that you might not have realized you were actually really good at in the first place. You might be in a position now that you've put yourself out there and that you've experienced more of the world. You might be in a position to say, you know what? I can make a big change here. Or I can try something new. I can become something new. And we've learned this really well actually over the initial shutdown, the lockdown of the pandemic. There are people that got horrible with their mental health. There are people that gained a ton of weight. Unfortunately, there were a lot of suicides. There are people that had a horrible quarantine experience. And then you have other people who built businesses. You have other people who drastically shift careers. You have people who got in or out of relationships. You have people who developed new friend groups, new friendships. You have people that picked up new skills. I learned how to make knives. Something I never thought I would ever do. But randomly I saw it on YouTube one day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Why not? Why not? See if I enjoyed it. I really did. I don't ever need to build a knife again, but I really enjoyed it. It gave me some fulfillment. Now, is that my meaning or my purpose of why I'm here? No. But my purpose is to always be a student and to always be learning and sharing that wisdom with others. And if I can be in a role where I am, just like I am now, communicating a way to you to create an entirely different life for yourself, a different feeling of fulfillment, a different moment that when you wake up in the morning, you're not just going through the motions anymore. You're excited about the possibilities and the opportunity of the day. When you are in that place, life opens up for you in so many different ways. And that is my purpose. That's what gives me fulfillment, is giving that gift to other people, helping other people see that reality for themselves. But if you're going to do that for you, you need to understand that if you don't have a purpose or you feel like you're not serving a purpose, you are hiding. You're not putting yourself out there in a way that your purpose can be found and expanded upon and given back to the world. Because just having a purpose for ourselves does not do anything for our level of fulfillment. If we are just focusing on us, we will live a very lonely, lonely life. And I don't care what guru or influencer you follow that's got all the cars and the jets and all the fancy stuff, doesn't matter. If they always live for themselves, they will always go to sleep at night with themselves and their own problems and the own things that they've taken from the world. However, when you help other people, when your purpose is to give back in any way, you don't have to be a coach like I am. You can do anything that gives back to other people, that serves a purpose greater than yourself. When you can do that, you are filled with fulfillment that allows you to sleep well at night. It gets you excited to get up in the morning because you have a reason for being here. You are somebody's bright light. You are somebody's sunny day. And because of that, you will find that motivation to get moving forward. Sometimes you're your own sunny day. You create your own opportunities, and you yourself internally says, man, what are we going to do today? What are we going to learn today? What are we going to figure out today? And that's what you need to know. So you need to ask yourself the question, why am I here? And really find that answer. And if that's too hard of a question, why do I want to be here? Why? What purpose do I want to give to my life? And then you can live on purpose. But in order to get there, you have to ask yourself the question, why am I here? Thank you for your time and stopping by on this video. I hope you learned something valuable that you can now take and incorporate into your life to create a better future. 2 things I ask of you. Number 1, if this was helpful, can you please do me a favor? Share this video with a friend. Help someone else out and help me get the word out to them. Number 2, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a new update. And like the video if you enjoyed the content. I'll talk to you soon.